Mr. Williams, good afternoon. Thank you very much for your time. What's your reaction to the Bain and Company's decision to voluntarily withdraw from Business Leadership SA? And they've issued a statement in that regard earlier today.
Dan, firstly, it shows the continued ethical poverty among the leaders of Business Leadership South Africa, that they did not expel Bain. That's got to be our first concern. And secondly, this shows us that Bain continues to be an enemy of the South African society because they're showing no remorse. The reason they claim for withdrawing is to protect the interests of Business Leadership South Africa. No comment about interest of justice in our country. They continue to deny their involvement in state capture, and even to the point of denying what the Zondo report says about their behavior.
So are you saying that even the statement they make that, as I'm reading the statement now, they say we will continue to operate with the integrity that BLSA expects, is just an empty promise?
Well, absolutely, it's an empty promise. The CEO of Business Leadership South Africa described Bain as having committed serious crimes. Now, in our society, when someone commits serious crimes, that should elicit outrage and our desire for prosecution, not for us to defend them and embrace them, which is what Business Leadership South Africa has done. When Bain talks about integrity, to be honest, I don't know what they mean.
Okay. The second part, I mean, this, of course, is post the release of the part one, let me call it that, of the Zondo Commission's report, which we have all seen and people are busy reading and analyzing. In their statement today announcing the so-called voluntary withdrawal from Business Leadership South Africa, Bain says they have noted the findings of part one of the Zondo Commission's report. They are supportive of the Commission, that's what they claim here, and its work. But they say they are disappointed that part one of the Commission's report mischaracterizes Bain's role at SARS. Before I go into some of the points they make below that statement, what's your reaction to such a statement? I mean, you blew the whistle on what Bain was doing at SARS.
I think it shows disrespect to our society and our judiciary. It shows disrespect to the Zondo Commission. Bain has never fully cooperated with either the Nugent or the Zondo Commission. The Zondo Commission invited Bain to testify and they rejected that offer. The Nugent Commission did the same and Bain rejected that offer. So again, I don't know where they get this thing of being fully committed and supporting. They've actively tried to redact my affidavit and block my testimony before the Zondo Commission. So to be honest, I think this is a PR exercise of the lowest order because it continues to insult South Africa and our efforts at justice.
It says here, and I think this is a reference to you, and I find it surprising that your name is not being mentioned. And I'm just going to read quickly for the benefit of our viewers who may not have seen this statement issued by Bain today announcing its so-called voluntary withdrawal from BLSA. The report relies heavily on the account of one individual, I guess that is you, who admitted to having no first-hand knowledge of Bain's work at SARS in his affidavits and testimony to the Commission, and it considers no new facts. The individual was not a Bain employee at the time of the SARS work, which ran from 2015 to 2017. He rejoined the firm in 2019 after having left it in 2010. I think that's a reference to you. I mean, how does that make you feel?
It just shows, for me, it's insulting that they wouldn't even mention my name. I was a senior partner at this firm with a track record going back to 1995. And for me, this is another swipe at me, which is fine, Dan, because that's their behavior. They treat us with disrespect. This idea that I wasn't there is completely irrelevant. You know, a good lie always has some element of truth. And this is a really good lie, because while I wasn't at Bain while they were destroying SARS, I do have documents that show what they were doing at SARS. And that was the basis of my testimony to the Zondo Commission. Bain documents that show their collusion with Tom Moyani, Bain documents that show how they were working around procurement process, Bain documents saying we should lie about what we've done. So I don't have to have been there while this was going on, because I've got their documents that show exactly what they did.
Okay, so this move, this news today that Bain has now voluntarily withdrawn from BLSA, in your view, one is a PR exercise, as you said, and you expressed disappointment that an organization that represents business in South Africa called BLSA did not, firstly, be the first mover in removing Bain from its ranks.
Absolutely, and I think this will be a stain on business leadership South Africa forever, because in the face of a company so clearly acting against South Africa's interests, BLSA did not expel them. This is Bain trying to avoid, I think, the inevitability of them being expelled. So they're saying it's voluntary. It's a voluntary. It's based on the pressure that I and many other civil society organizations have been placing on them. And we are not wanting to destroy Bain or harm Bain. We want Bain to make full disclosure of everything they know and did at SARS, Telkom, etc., and to pay back the ill-gotten gains fully, not just the money at SARS, and to make proper amends for our country. Only then can Bain then say that they've made amends and they then belong in our society. Until then, Dan, I think they have no place to operate in our country.
Okay, Mr. Williams, thank you very much for your initial reaction there